What's up, ladies? Hello, hello, hello. All right, before I do anything, I'm going to pin this video at the top of our Facebook group. Loves, make sure you're there. It is called Macro Tracking and Weightlifting for Women. Ladies, if any of you are following my stories and just what's been going on, so I'm a single mom and I just moved my son and I, who just turned 5, across the country from Washington State to Georgia. And it's been crazy. We don't have any of our stuff yet. So I'm sitting in my kitchen with a completely empty house. and it's just, you make it happen. You know what I mean? You just make it happen. So I don't have my beautiful office behind me yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, beautiful. So I think it was last week or the week before, I made a post that said, ladies, tell me what you're feeling challenged with, and I'm going to make all these Facebook Lives to solve it, right? So today's going to be the first one. There's so many comments, which I love. It's probably going to be like a 3-week series. I plan to go live like 3 to 4 times over each week, right? So today we're going to be talking through balancing macros. And this woman also asked about cutting carbs. And I love talking about carbs. I think it's a great topic to talk through because there's so much misinformation. And so we're going to be talking through that today. Okay, wonderful. By the way, if you have questions, feel free to comment. I should be able to see your comment. I can throw it up on the screen and we can have a discussion about anything that comes to mind. Okay, great. All right, ladies. So I'm going to reference my notes as always. So what are the problems that you have going on with balancing macros, right? These are the problems that we really consistently see. You're left with a lot of protein at night. You're going over fats, right? You may be going over carb. You may be coming way under carb. You may not know what the heck to do with your carb, right? Let's see. Cutting carbs is never the answer. It's like a fad diet, right? I don't know if you guys remember, depending on all your ages, but there was one fad diet that was like, cut all the fat. Now it's like, cut all the carb. It's like, how about let's actually just learn how to eat healthy for our body, right? Carbohydrate is the primary fuel source for everyday life, for energy, for thinking, for weight training, right? We need carbohydrate to efficiently grow muscle mass. Cutting carbs is not the answer because it's a quick fix, right? But it's not fixing anything because if you teach your body how to no longer process carb and then you reintroduce it because it's not sustainable at all, especially in America, right? You're going to gain so much fat because your body no longer knows how to efficiently process it. So let's not dig yourself into a hole, right? Let's just simply learn how to live a fit, healthy lifestyle for you. And so that's what we'll be going over today. More so is balancing the macros. I just want to make sure that I threw that carbohydrate piece out there. Okay, so what are some of the problems, like what is the issue causing the lack of balance, right? One of those issues is not pre-planning. For those of you who have been here a while, you've probably heard me say this a lot. Pre-planning your macros is vital. I have a video that walks through exactly how to do that. If you want that video, you can just comment pre-planning. I'll send that video over to you, okay? Excuse me, there's this hair stuck in my eye. Pre-planning your macros is essentially when you put your protein, your fruits, and your vegetables in first, then you fill it with the rest of your stuff, right? Now, for those of you who really struggle with nighttime eating or sweets or things like that, you don't just want to eliminate those things, right? What's up, Natalie? Yeah, thanks for tagging Izzy. I appreciate that. You don't just want to eliminate those things because usually that never works. You know what I mean? You want to meet yourself where you're at and make slow changes, okay? So for example, if you snack at night, when you're pre-planning, put those nighttime snacks in. Work them into your day, right? That way, when you go to inevitably snack at night, you already have those foods or those snacks worked into your day. So it's like you're not self-sabotaging. It's like, oh my gosh, I actually get to eat these snacks guilt-free because I've already worked them into my day. Then you can slowly work on eliminating the snacking habit at night if you even need to. You know what I mean? Ladies, it's not an all or nothing. It's not a restriction thing. It's truly just learning habit tweaks to live healthy and fit and to still enjoy your life and not just have to eat like chicken and broccoli and that's all you get to eat for the rest of your life. It's like, come on, we really can have the best of both worlds, but it takes strategy. It takes grace for an acceptance of where you're at, and it takes just fine tuning a little bit at a time. Okay. So So what's another issue causing this problem? You're not balancing your actual meal correctly. So it's not just balancing your day, it's also balancing your meal. Here's an example. Let's say that you ate 60 grams of protein for breakfast, and then you ate like 15 grams of protein for dinner. Is that optimal? No. Why do you need 60 grams of protein in one sitting? You really don't, right? It would be more optimal for your body and just easier for your body to process if you did like 35 grams of protein per meal ish, right? 30 to 40, depending on the woman, rather than taking an extreme at breakfast and then way cutting it down for breakfast. Same with fat. We see this problem so much. Sometimes you'll eat like half of your daily fat in one meal. That can be easily avoided, right? It can be easily avoided by changing your condiment, or by, let's say you're eating salmon. Okay, cool, beautiful, that's great, right? Don't eat a spoonful of peanut butter with it, for example, right? Don't eat avocado with it, for example, because the salmon already has so much fat. If you want that avocado, put it towards a different meal, so you're not just eating exponentially high fat in one meal. Let's balance it throughout the day so your body's getting consistent and sustained energy throughout the day. You'll get better physique results. Energy-wise, you'll feel so much better. Like your whole body will just feel better because you're not bogging it down with one macro, like a ton of one macro at one time. Does that make sense, ladies? Let me know if you have questions on that. It also helps you enjoy your meals more because, for example, if you eat like the bulk of your fat in one meal, you're really restricted the rest of the day because you just ate such a huge portion of it at one time that it's just kind of hard sometimes to eat the rest of the day, right? So if you don't know your macros per meal, you need to know your macros per meal. Otherwise, there's a massive missing piece that there's no awareness of. It's definitely going to degrade results, physique results, but also you're just not going to feel as good because without knowing that number, it's like you don't really know what you're feeding yourself that meal. And none of us really have time to sit and hand calculate. That's crazy. If you do, then you should start a business because you got a lot of time. So let's see. I'll give you like an estimate of gram per meal that you can shoot for as a goal. This does not need to be perfect because like if you're going out to eat for a restaurant, will your fat be maybe quite a bit higher than if you were eating at home? Sure. And that's okay because it's not something you're doing every day consistently, right? So there's always exceptions. Don't feel like it's a hard and fast rule to stay within the parameters I'm about to share. I just mean, do your best to have the majority of your meals look like that, but know that it's okay to go be social and have more calories in that meal or more fat in that meal, right? Yeah, love you, bet. Appreciate you being here. So about 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, like I shared. With the fat, this one does vary quite a bit because, ladies, there's 3 different body types, right? There's an ectomorph, a mesomorph, and an endomorph. An endomorph is typically like over 200 pounds. Not a hard and fast rule, but typically ish, like over 200 pounds, you may be an endomorph or you may be for a temporary time in that category. A mesomorph is typically more the athletic build. They're more proportionate, like where they're carrying fat. They can process all 3 carbs or all 3 macros really easily, protein, carb, and fat. An ectomorph can handle a ton of carbs. They don't need very much fat and they're very thin. Like it's really hard for them to gain weight. An endomorph, the one that I said, usually it's like a pear-shaped body, right? Sometimes they need a little bit lower carb. I'm not recommending keto. I'm not recommending like unsafe low carbs, right? I'm just saying that oftentimes endomorph do need a bit higher fat and lower carb. So that's why the fat parameter I'm about to share is like it's a pretty big window because there's different body types, right? Every single woman needs something different. So fat per meal and including snacks, right? Aim for about like 5 to 20 grams. If you're eating 40 grams of fat per meal, ladies, a lot of you have like 65 grams of fat for the whole day. So eating 40 of those grams in one meal is not going to set you up for success, health, physique, or energy wise, right? Unless you're running a marathon, because Fat is sustained energy. It's long-term energy, right? Whereas carbohydrate is like bursts of energy. Me talking right here, right at you, like my body's using carbohydrate. Someone asked me the other day, they were eating really low carb, and I was like, oh my gosh, you really need to increase your carbohydrate because your body's going to take from your muscle mass. She said, well, why can't my body just use fat as energy? I said, it will, but at the same time, your body's going to use what's most readily available, right? So first, our body's going to use our carbohydrate, which is beautiful, as it should, right? But if there's not enough carb available, it's actually, well, it will take from your protein to convert into that energy, right? If you're not eating enough carb or protein, it's going to take your muscle mass before it uses your fat as energy. It takes your muscle mass. It's not worth it to go low carb to try to lose weight because it's a quick fix that's actually causing more problems long term than it is fixing, right? It'd be so much better to just go through the resistance, learn healthy habits, learn how to conquer your body, because it doesn't have to be restrictive. It doesn't have to be crazy hard. It's just, you just simply need the right lifestyle tools for you. And that's why I do these live videos, to teach you those. So I hope it really helps. Okay. For carbohydrate, this one does really vary, but gosh, it really varies. But I'd say like 20 to 50 grams per meal you should aim for. For me, I can eat 50, even sometimes 60 grams of carb per meal because I like sometimes 250 to 300 grams of carb per day, right? Someone eating 126 grams of carb per day, for example, more like the 20 to 30 grams of carb per meal is more suitable for you, because if you ate 50 grams, that's almost half your daily value. Again, we want to try to avoid that in one meal, right? Space it out, ladies, space it out. Another rule of thumb that it's not a hard and fast rule, but a way to kind of make it easy, take your macros. Let's say you want to eat 4 times per day, right? Take your macros, divide them all by 4, and then that's like your meal goal. Does not have to be perfect, but it gives you just a general baseline of, I should be shooting for about this. So if my fat is double what I should be shooting for, I need to move one of those fat sources to a snack, for example. Is that making sense? Let me know, ladies, if you have questions, okay? Always know the macros by meal. MyFitnessPal Premium has that. That's the app we use for clients. So I don't know any of the other apps, but definitely know your macros by meal. It's a must. Okay, cool. All right. So what's another issue causing the problem of not balancing your food correctly? Where am I at my notes? Okay. Another problem is you're not eating enough produce. Almost all of you, you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, right? We recommend, on average, depending on the woman, about 500 grams of vegetables per day and about 300 grams of fruit per day. We do that because it really helps hit that 25 grams of fiber without supplementing it with like high fiber tortillas, high fiber this, high fiber that. It's like, why don't we just eat high quality food and get our fiber like actually naturally occurring through the food, right? In addition, those foods help you feel really full, so you're not grabbing for high calorie foods that leave you feeling lethargic, like something fried, right? Or you're not grabbing for the Reese's peanut butter cups because you're starving and you're trying to get that dopamine hit and feel so much better. It's like, we need to eat higher volume foods, right? Lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, loads of fruits and vegetables. If you're not eating, some of you aren't eating any fruits and vegetables, right? Some of you are eating very little. You think you're eating a lot, but you might be eating very little. When you're eating very little, naturally your foods probably aren't going to be balanced because you're probably going to be starving at night or just searching for that sugar. And so you're eating a ton of food at night. Whereas if you were actually fueling yourself with a lot of produce and with a lot of high quality food, you wouldn't actually have as many cravings at night. Fruits and vegetables have a ton of vitamins and minerals, which are micronutrients, right? So we have macronutrients, protein, carb, fat, and alcohol. Alcohol is a macro, no like biological need in our body, but it is a macronutrient. And then the micronutrients are vitamins and minerals, no calories. Very important, not just through vitamins, right? We need the high quality food to naturally get healthy or to get vitamins and minerals too, which helps us have a lot more energy, which helps our skin look better, right? Which helps us feel better, which helps our digestive tract work better, which helps hormone regulation, right? So does high quality fat, okay? All of these things are so important. It's not just about hitting macros. You can hit your macros with really crappy food, or you can hit your macros with really high quality food. Let's say there's two people. One hit their macros with crappy food, one hit their macros with really high quality food. They both are super compliant. Their physique results will be drastically different, because just because you hit your macros doesn't mean you're taking care of your body, right? So we want to make sure that we're fueling ourselves in a way that takes care of our body, takes care of our skin, takes care of our hormones, everything going on the inside, and of course helps us be super fit and look amazing, because the way you see and view yourself, the way you feel about yourself impacts everything. If you don't feel good in your body, the intimacy with your significant other suffers 100% of the time. Like, how could it not, right? It's not your fault, but you feel like crap about yourself, so you're insecure, right? I don't understand when people say it's vain to want to look good. I'll never understand that. I don't think it's vain to want to look good, because when you feel good in your own body, you're unstoppable. But when you don't feel so good in your body, you don't reach your full potential. It's impossible. It's impossible. I've never known someone radically successful in all areas of life who hated everything they saw. Like, I'm sure they're out there, but gosh, there's just so much untapped potential. Anyway, I'll get off that tangent. Okay. All right. Let me keep going. Okay. So let's see. So the real solution, ladies, to balancing your macros, the real solution. Oh, I'm going on a totally different way. Actually, I'm going to share this. There's a lot of mindset work that needs to come into play. There's so much more mindset work than I think many of you realize. I think a lot of women who've gone through it, they realize, but a lot of you don't. And it's not about being good for a time. It's not about eating salads and doing these things just to be fit, and then you'll be free. Then you'll be good and you can eat what you want. It's like, actually, we need to retrain our thinking to enjoy healthy eating. We need to retrain our thinking and our taste buds to enjoy healthy whole foods. There will come a time, if you're not there already, where fried foods and crappy foods, it's like you don't barely want them anymore because they don't taste good. You don't feel good after eating them. Again, I say they don't even taste that good, right? But if that's what you're consistently eating, that's what your body craves. Same with your children. Same with your children. If your children struggle to eat healthy foods, it's because they're not accustomed to that mentally or physically, right? Don't give up. Just like creating generational wealth, moms, we have the opportunity to create generational health, right? Oh, I remember a long time. I've been doing this almost 15 years, training women one-on-one. And I remember very specifically, you may be on here, Julie. I remember she was so depressed when she came to me. This was before I had trainers. It was just me. She was so depressed, hated how she felt in her skin. She's a mom of two, wife, and just struggling, not eating very well, having no idea what to do. And we worked together for a really long time. And I remember she messaged me one day. She said, I can't believe strawberries taste so good. I'm like, I know. And it's because, so I thought taste buds renew every 30 days. I found out it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks, right? So your taste buds are constantly renewing. When you're getting rid of unhealthy foods and when you're eating healthier foods, oh my gosh, the flavor comes to life. But when you're eating unhealthy foods, it's like smoking. Your taste buds are dulled. They're dulled. So when you're eating a strawberry, it's like, bleh, it's nothing, right? It's a strawberry. But when you're starting to eat healthier and healthier foods, suddenly there's so much flavor in that strawberry. Moms, if y'all have seen the movie Ratatouille, he eats the cheese and the strawberry and he's like mind blown. And that really happens the more we train ourselves, our life, our mindset to enjoy healthier foods. They taste better and more and more and more flavor. It is a very cool thing. That's when fried foods and unhealthy foods are disgusting. It's like you don't even want them anymore because it just doesn't even taste good, right? If you're not at that point, you can get to that point. It doesn't happen overnight. One baby step at a time. Have grace and acceptance for where you are. One baby step at a time. And that's okay because you may be like changing 20 years of habits or more, maybe less, but probably more, right? Don't expect to change overnight. Give yourself just a little bit at a time, right? Grace, 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 grace. Okay. So again, I say the real solution. Pre-planning your macros, protein and veg first and fruit first, then fill the rest of your macros. That will help you not bust your fat, right? Make sure, again, I say to have your macros per meal, okay? Ladies, if you pre-plan your macros and the whole day changes, don't worry about it. Delete it all and put in whatever you're doing, right? It's not something to be held by. It's something to just create space to say, okay, I have space for my dinner. I have space for my snacks after dinner. I have space for this, this, this. If you don't have the skills or the mindset know-how or whatever it is to adapt when things change, that's okay, but it is a skill you need to learn. Pre-planning is never designed to hold you to something. It just helps you balance your day, right? It helps you make sure, oh, okay, I do have enough calories for dinner, so I'm not blowing my macros because I only saved myself 300. It's like, well, is that even enough for you? Or are you still hungry, right? Oh, you're still hungry? Of course, love. That's okay. Just give yourself more calories at dinner. If you have no idea what dinner looks like ever, you're like, I can't pre-plan this. Don't worry about it. You can do a quick ad. They have that on MyFitnessPal. I'm not sure if they have it elsewhere. You just click quick ad and then do like 35 grams of protein, 45 grams of carb, 18 grams of fat. And it's just a placeholder, which is so nice because then come dinner, you have healthy macros that you can then start to fill in. Okay. Let me know if you have questions on that. Okay. Let's see. Another solution. I know I've talked about this, but I want to just reiterate all the solutions. Add in loads of produce, right? Fruits and veg, and make sure that your fiber is about 25 grams per day. This does vary per woman, but starting point, aim for about 25 grams of fiber per day, not with like high fiber tortillas or high fiber this. Like really try to get that through your foods. Salsa, oats, avocado, barley, complex carbs, right? Dave's Killer Bread. Those things can add a really great amount of fiber. And then, of course, your fruits and vegetables for sure. Berries, right? Greens. Those things are so good for energy, mental health, ladies, vitamins and minerals. Like we need those things to live a healthy life. Okay, great. The other thing, love, is high quality foods, right? We've already talked about this, but high quality foods. We have a list of high quality foods. If you're like, or high volume foods, I meant to say. If you're like, what is high volume foods? It's essentially like where you can eat quite a bit of it for low calorie, but they're typically higher quality as well. You can comment high volume foods and I'll send you over that list, okay? All right, great. Okay. So if you want to live a fit, healthy, toned life, right? Live in a fit, healthy, toned body that you love, that you feel amazing in, your energy feels good, like you just feel good as a woman in all the roles that you play. You must learn the habits, not a quick fix, not cutting carbs, not eating a little bit during the week and eating a lot during the weekend, not restricting and binging. You really need to learn how to play, how to work play foods in, how to eat the majority of your foods as really healthy whole foods, but still be able to have a piece of cake, a glass of wine, a bowl of pasta, a cookie with your son. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you got to learn how to work those things in. Don't avoid them. If you feel like you have to avoid things, you just need more lifestyle skills. Without learning those things, it's like you'll be on the hamster wheel, right? Because if you achieve your goal, your physique goals, but you haven't learned those things, you're going to gain the weight back. You got to learn those things. It's so vital. Learn how to enjoy high quality foods, learn how to enjoy lots of produce, how to enjoy good sleep, drinking a lot of water, being active, and not feeling guilty if you don't do things according to plan. It's just a part of it. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the learning. You have to go through those things. That doesn't make you a failure. That doesn't make you not cut out for it. It just means that you're normal and it's okay. And you have to go through it and it's okay. You're amazing and you can do this and it's not far off, but the habits must be learned. They must be learned, okay? All right, beautiful. Let me see what Laura said. What's up, Laura? So true. You will crave what you become accustomed to eating, good or bad. That is so true. Ladies, it's like that in anything, right? Whatever you consistently do is like your life, right? Relationships, work, thinking patterns, everything. Cool. All right, ladies, that's all I have for you today. Let me know any questions you have. Have a wonderful day today. Have a wonderful day today. And truly reach out anytime. I'm here to chat. I'm here to help. And thank you all for being here. Have a great day.